All right, so I'm just going to play the intro real quick so I can share it out and allow people time to come in. I'll be back in. My throat chakra's making all these weird noises. I'll be back in a minute and
Okay.
45 seconds. A minute, 45 seconds. I'll be back. Okay, we're on. We're on. If these shows resonate with you, please share so we can stay above the algorithms at Facebook. And you can catch all the replays on my Facebook page. We have to originate from my page so we can do our best to stay above the algorithms because they suppress groups and business pages. And thank you for the continued love and support and contributions because it helps us. Well, it makes it possible to keep doing what we're doing every day, and it's not easy. We're having some tech difficulties, but I think they'll work their way out after the first couple of minutes. We have an exciting guest here, Laura Ormsby. I met her about 3 weeks ago in the flesh, and we had a gathering, and with the Lamplight group, Jeremy McDonald in the Clearwater, St. Pete area. And so, whenever I do these gatherings, I MC them, and I make I make like a just kind of a rough, like say it's 3 or 4 hours. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna open up with this conscious rap song, and then someone's gonna come up, and I usually leave like 70% of it, just for fill in, and I have backup that I can do if we don't have enough participants. Well, we had this gathering, and there was about 35 people there, and it was very impressive. I've been talking about it because there was almost half were men, which was pretty incredible because I hadn't been to any conferences or expos or gatherings where that had been true. And it wasn't just that, the men's frequency was like I've said on these shows over the last couple of weeks, the frequency was like a snapshot. I was being shown a snapshot of where we're at, and it was soft, masculine, community, collaborative, non-competition, non-competitive, comparable. It was really cool. But the other thing that happened was the feminine energy came out in a way I hadn't really seen in the flesh. I'd seen it online, obviously I've seen it with my wife countless times, but this was a different scenario. So Laura decided that for the first time she would come up. Well, actually, I said, do you want to do like a 20-minute Soul Speaks 5D, to kind of give people a little idea of what we do on the show? And this would be on the stage. And so basically what happened was she came up to the stage, and I just kind of looked at her. I said, do you want me up here? She goes, no, you can leave. So she got up and made, I'm really big into speeches. Ever since I was very little, I studied speeches, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and all these orators, Churchill. I mean, I'm really big on that because I always knew that I'd have some kind of public speaking thing. And it was one of the most inspirational speeches that I've ever heard, including all the F bombs. So hide the women and children. There's going to be a few F-bombs. But anyway, it was one of the most inspirational speeches I've ever seen. And it was because of the contagious quality of it. It was also, I was also able to see a couple more
Mhm.
speeches that were extremely inspiring by
Yes.
by females. And so, I don't know where to really start. And a lot of times we would, in the old days, we'd ask the question, when did you wake up? But I have a feeling I don't need to say anything. And I'm just going to hand it over to you. I just want to say thank you for, being a friend. Thank you for reaching out to Morgan and I. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for your friendship and your warmth and your transparency and your authenticity. And it's an honor to have you here sharing space with us today. So, without further ado, Laura Ormsby, welcome to Soul Speaks 5D.
I love you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you and Morgan. You guys are the bomb. You really, really are. You two were the first two that I met that I didn't sound like I was freaking nuts. Okay.
Mm.
Because I could read your guys' eyes when you're talking to people that don't understand about uh, life purpose, your life flipping inside out. That's really what it is. Um, and you try to explain to people what you're thinking or how you're feeling, or yeah, hey, I met a dragon last night, and people that don't know about that are it's tough. But I've learned I'm open. I'm open. I don't have to agree with anyone, but I always, and this is me, I want to give people respect, because with me understanding from my childhood, never being heard, never being understood, I didn't count. I didn't matter. I didn't make a difference. So then why should I? So then all of a sudden, since I am 9 months single now,
Mm.
I am, oh God, I'm experiencing like being a 21-year-old, and I'm one day away from turning 65, but I feel like I'm 21 inside because everything is new. I've never had these opportunities to just sit and find out, I don't know, what do I believe? I've been told by the family, I've been told by the church, I've been told by everybody, this is how I should feel, this is what I should think, and this is what I should, when I should go to bed, and when I should, get up, and I'm in a new place where I can do what I want without hurting
Hmm.
anyone, that I can discover who Laura is. And that has been my biggest reward, I would have to say, is that in the 9 months, I fucking love me. I fucking love me. I do, all of me, even with my swearing, all of it. Because when I love. I
Mm.
don't, oh, I love you a little bit. No, I go in full. And so when whatever I do, I go in. That's me. I used to apologize that I used to cry so easily. My family, growing up, the siblings, my father, where's your sense of humor? We're just joking. But it was always the hard jabs that cut you, put your smile on, because it's
Yeah.
okay. You're just joking. It's okay. No, it's not. I always thought that that was cruel. And I could never understand how people could do that. And then I grew up in my family, and I understand how people do that you reflect a lot, at least in my family. You put the spotlight on other people so nobody can see what you're doing. that you fucked up or you messed up. Oh, no, no. So you aim at other people, you point over there, look over there. And this is sounding like something political. I don't know. No, no, no. I'm just joking. Just joking.
No, no,
Just,
I get that. I get that. I think a lot of people can relate to that too. I know I come from a large Mexican American family, and
yeah,
my dad's side, and so there's like 7 aunts and uncles, and there's like 30 something cousins, and
yes,
and so one of the characteristics is, I used to call it gig 'em. They're going to gig you before you can gig them. So a lot of
true.
times when you would walk into a situation, somebody's already effing with you.
Yes,
And it's just what you said. It's a deflection. It's a fear-based action where they don't want you to ask them any questions. I have to ask you,
yes.
it's because it was such a powerful thing. And by the way, if anybody wants to see this speech that she gave, I'm going to actually edit it and pull it out, some of the stuff that we did at that gathering. But you can find it on my page from about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It says Soulogy Lamplight Group
Hmm.
Soul Gathering, and she's in there within the 3 hours that we recorded. But anyway, it's pretty easy to skim through and find her. But in that speech, you talked about where you came from. Now, I'm not saying to do it now. I'm just saying if you're okay with it,
Oh, I'm great with
if you
doing
want
it
to.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, because boy, these last 2 weeks, I've talked a little bit with Morgan. Oh cow, it's felt like I've been given birth. I swear it felt like what is it, Braxton Hicks? The false. I'm breathing. I'm breathing. It's okay, and I'm just letting all these pains come up, and that's what the last 2 weeks. This last week, I have been. I think I went. I don't know how long. I was just. I couldn't. I couldn't lie anymore.
Mm.
I couldn't lie to me. I couldn't lie to me and say, I'm okay. It didn't hurt. It's okay. No, it's not okay. When I was 4 years old, I was sexually molested by my second oldest brother. Nothing was said. Nothing was done. He wasn't punished. Not at all. At least that. But no one said anything in my family because you can't tell dad. Shh, don't tell your father. And so that I grew up in a life of never tell the truth, lie. And it's okay because it's just a white lie. It's not here to hurt anybody, but it's a lie. And so I learned you never tell the truth. Because when I did tell, I was punished.
Mm.
Because each time he molested me, each time I ended up, I guess the way my family saw it was I would heal if I left. So I was sent to other places to live a month, 2 months, didn't matter. It got the elephant out of the room that there's a problem with this family. So it took me out so that I wasn't there. And the sad part is that it took until age 13 for the last molestation, because my favorite brother, Dave, who he took his own life 36 years ago, that he moved his bed into our girl's closet. So my brother, number 2, would not molest me. And so I love the guy. I'm always talking to him. And so I learned in my family, my birth family, you can't trust anyone. Everybody lies. put a smile on. Everything's wonderful. It's perfect. Just like Facebook, everything's perfect. There are no tears. There are nothing like that. It's all wonderful. And my life was not that. And I guess I grew up with the thinking I'm the one who's freaking nuts because everybody else is saying in my family, everything's fine, everything's fine. And my mind's going, wait a minute, but what, but, and so I just learned to close off, shut my mind down, and just be by myself. So I learned not to be with the other siblings. I learned it was safer. Oh, that was, oh, I learned never to be with my siblings was when I was 13 and two of my brothers were wrestling in the dining room. They woke my father up from a resting nap. He came out and spanked all the brothers, and he saw me and he said, "You get up here." And I said, "For what? I'm reading a book." He said, "Get up here." And all three of us, the two brothers were older than me, all of us pulled our pants down for him to whip us with his belt. And all I kept thinking was, as I'm standing there waiting my turn, I'm thinking, do I have my period? Do I have my, and it's like, that was the last time I really hung around my family. It was not a safe place. That's all my inner child knew. This is not a safe place for me. So I would go off by myself. I would just walk in the forest, walk in the yard, walk down the street. I was always by myself because that's where I felt safest. If I were by myself, I'm okay. Because I got me, and that's what I learned. I'm the only one that does have me. Nobody else does. It was a hard lesson to learn back then, but now as an adult, being awakened, now I understand why it's important for me to take care of me, because it's not anybody else's job. It's mine. So if I mess up, if I fail, this is mine. This is me, and I'm the one that has to take the responsibility for it and the actions. Whatever punishment or whatever is coming, if I break the law, I break the law, So I just learned, you just take care of you, Laura. And now I'm able to let friends in that aren't trying to control me, aren't trying to fix me, and they're just loving me for who I am, and that's it. I don't have to earn their love. I don't have to earn their respect. I just have to love them and love myself in the process. And awesomeness comes, it really does. How about you?
Well, what am I supposed to? I can't follow that up.
Yeah, you can. Well, but see, what I'm saying is that if I were not in this place of healing and opening up and working on me, I never would have met you and Morgan.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
No, I
wouldn't
said,
meet Robin, all of them, Diva, Eddie.
yeah, that was cool. No, I get what you're saying now. I thought you wanted me to say something profound after that.
No. It was
Chandler.
just like, shut your mouth, Laura.
Nah, no, but so okay, okay, so when we were at the gathering, you got up and did your thing, and then Davina. So Davina's like, first you were like, I've never done this before, and then Davina's like, and we just met this person, her and her husband.
Mhm.
Her husband got up and did some poetry
Yes,
and
yes.
testimony, and then she's heard you, and then she's like, puts her hand up, I'm about to start a song, and she's like, I'm like, yeah, and she came up, and now this woman's talking about, because yours went, you didn't go into well, you went into some of the depth of what you talked about now, but you also talked about your relationship, your marriage.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was like, so everybody just hold off. That was the first quarter. We got four quarters, two halves. But then this lady, this beautiful uh,
Mhm.
priestess, got
Yes.
up, Davina, and she got up and says, you know, and she was kind of a big girl, you know, and she even said that. She said, but she said, I'm beautiful. I love myself. She said, I was a prostitute and an addict. And then she goes on to say her testimony. Everyone's just like crying, you know?
Mhm.
And then Christina got up and said it.
Yes.
So this is, and I felt like, and I've said this, I felt like I was getting a snapshot of what's happening or going to happen collectively in that gathering, which was two things. It was a new masculine
Mhm.
frequency that was quiet,
Yes.
that was constructive and community oriented, but the feminine, essentially, you know, the way I look at that whole experience with the gathering, the and you led the way, was they stole the show. They took the steering wheel. They
I,
took their power back.
I don't know if it's the steering wheel or if it's we're just speaking our truth.
Yeah.
We're not asking for rainbows and
Mhm.
puppy. No, we're just speaking our truth without shame attached.
Yeah.
There is
And without
shame.
being a victim. You're
Yes,
you're saying that was then, this is now. Nope, not today.
you love my mug. I love it.
Nope, not today.
Nope.
So
But that's
now you
true. We
so
are, and if
yeah.
all I've known is that once one person speaks up, another person speaks up, and another person
Yeah.
speaks, because we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
We think it's just happening to us. We don't know that it happens to everybody. The more and more people I'm talking to, more and more people are saying, yes, that happened to me. My
Hmm.
life is similar. We
Yeah.
all are on this journey. We all
Yeah.
are. Some of them are a little bumpier than others. And sometimes at different times in our life, what's going on
Mm.
and what needs to come up and come out. Perfect timing. So for me, listening to one woman say, yes, this about me, listening to another woman saying, well, this happened to me, this is how, and all of a sudden it changes the victimhood
Yeah.
to warrior.
Yeah.
I'm here fighting for me. I'm here fighting for you. I'm
Mhm.
here to fight for injustice. And once we take off that shame and that guilt, and we own what we did, but now we're talking about helping others. And
Yeah.
once we start talking our path, then we can share, just like with you with your path, though, Todd, with being, walking the streets and stuff. Nobody knows that unless
Hmm.
they listen, unless somebody says this. And then they
Hmm.
go, wow,
Yeah.
really? That happened? And I was just talking to my best friend this morning. She said, yeah, she left home 14. And it's like, really? And it's like just a little thing that she was telling me with it, but it was like,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, now I can understand. Yeah, this is why we become, I didn't think I was a rebel until I've just gotten my memories back since November. And it's like a giant puzzle. And I get little pieces, this memory, and I'm learning and I'm realizing with relationships, you got to be able to let some of the bricks down to let people in. Not all the way. I've learned, yeah, that we don't trust. Oh, because we trust everyone. No, we don't trust anyone. But that we share a little bit, and then you hear, and then you hear, and then you find from other people. I'm listening to you, and there's people on these shows here with you that are talking about aliens and spacecrafts and all things, and then this, and then that, and then angels, and we get all of these things. And it's all of these relationships, it's going up and down, up and down, up and down, and I've been trying to find my balance. And
Mm-hmm.
I found my balance.
Wow.
My balance was with speaking up for the first time at your place. And
Mm.
I thought, when I looked back, I thought, oh, I was a bubbling idiot, just all over the place. And then I'm a midget. So then you can't see half of me. And then it's like, okay, I need to get my own step stool, and I'm going to, step stool, have travel. I can travel, that I can. I'm not here. It's like listening to your programs and the people, and it's like, well, I'm a coach, and I'm a this, and I'm light language, and I'm a and it's the only word I'm coming up with is that I'm more.
Yeah.
I'm not just Laura. I'm not just a name. I'm more.
Yeah.
And it depends what time of day, or what year, or whatever, what I'm more of. Am I more of truth? Am I more of laughter, joy? Um, what am I? And with me having this awesome relationship with me now,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that I've never taken the time out to ask myself, is this good for me? And once I started doing that, I found that I was doing a lot of things because a lot of other people wanted to do it and stuff. And so I just got caught up in it, that this is what we do. This is what family relation or tradition is. Well, it turns out a lot of it I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with that kind of a tradition or this. And it's like, I'm finding out, simple as from food you're eating, to
Yeah.
music that you listen
Yeah.
to whatever. Where are you at today? Is today a good day, or today not a good day? I saw someone had posted this, and I've used it a couple of times. When a friend comes over, or a friend came to me a couple of days ago and said, oh my God, this is what's going on. Blah, blah, blah. And I was in a dark place then. And I knew enough to say, I'm working on stuff now. I love you, but I'm thinking of you. And when I'm back, I'll reach out. But I love
Mm.
you. I'm there for you.
Yeah.
But I can't be here now
Yeah.
because I'm working on my stuff. How many times do we tell people, no, I'm working on my stuff? We never do, because our stuff doesn't matter.
Well, it does now.
Well, and I'm
Does now.
finding out is that this matters most of everything, because if I'm not right,
Yeah.
nothing I do is right.
Yeah. I heard from a friend the other day, and they're going through. They're on the cusp of their. Well, we have many awakenings. They're on
Mhm.
the cusp of the big one, like you
Mhm.
had. Okay, like
Yeah.
you had. Um, but anyway, so they are carrying the world on their back. Family, relationship, employment.
Yeah.
Debt. I mean, the whole nine yards. We've all been there, and they're at that point where the straw is about to break the camel's back.
Mhm.
You know, and I sent him a note, and I said, I don't really know what to say, but I can tell you one thing that really straightened me out when mine started, because I chose to go. I'm
Mhm.
going on the streets. I'm not going to try to get a job. I'm not even going to try to get a car,
Right.
because I need to get my shit together.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and of course, there's the elements of external blame and shame, personal shame and guilt and all that stuff. I was dealing with the normal stuff everybody has, the broken heart, the whole nine yards. But I got to a point where it was given to me, or I distinctly understood that, hey, in retrospect, this is who you were. you were carrying the load there, man. You were at 12% emotional and 19% physical and 2% mental, and you were gonna implode. You were gonna go. You were gonna die. You were either gonna,
Oh,
end up,
yeah.
either doing it yourself or someone doing it to you. So
Yeah.
so what I got was that, um, and I let my friend know. I said, I don't hope this helps you, but I understood at that point that the best thing I could do for those that I love, and we love them, right? But the
Yes.
best thing I could do for the children and the family, the friends, and everything, the best thing I could do was to bring myself to or as close to 100% spiritually healthy,
Yes.
understanding that regulates the physical, mental, and emotional. But and I was shown that, in the energetics of it, even if you don't ever talk to them again, even if they are going to hold on to the narrative that you are an insane, 50-year-old man who just lost his shit, no matter what, the non-physical, as we would call it, non-physical, the etheric, energetic force of you taking care of you, will be the best thing you can do for them. And it's taken a while, but I can see the evidence. And I think that's what you're saying, like in these moments, because it's moment by moment now. It's
Mm.
not like, hey, this month we're going to clear this and next month we're going to clear that. It's not like that. It's like moment, it's like bam, 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 right?
Yes.
But I think that's what you're saying. It's okay. We're doing it now. We're doing it. And the really great thing about it is, because we're doing it, because we're telling somebody, hey, I have to choose me in this moment. I
Yes.
still love you and it doesn't matter. And I might be able to cover this with you later. But because of the fact that we're doing that, what I've experienced, uh, is without even saying anything to them, they're getting it. They're respecting it.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah. And I
Absolutely.
have huge evidence of this through my messenger, or I can't contact people back, or you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and it used to be like, hey, I can't believe you did that, and unfriend me. I've been unfriended
Right.
so many times, it's ridiculous. And but now I'll get, like, I won't say anything, like, because I don't know what to say. But like with some of them, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just I can't deal with it. I'm too much like you're doing.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a message and it'll say something like, I got it.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, I realized you needed your own space. This was my monkey on my back. It wasn't
Right.
yours. So I think that's a great sign.
It
You
helps
had,
both of them. Yeah. It helps both
yeah,
sides to
well,
understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I had loved was that the woman in the post said, that's a great tradition that, or not tradition, a good thing to do when you're feeling yourself going crazy and you're ready to call your friend and just start ranting. Say, are you in a good place today? Are you in a good spot now? Can I vent with you? So before you even take that pressure lid off, you're asking, wait a minute, is this okay? And I think that that's great to be able to have the person that you need to count on check themselves. Am I in a good place today? Maybe I'm in a really shitty place and I'm going to give you some bad advice.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where we're letting each other to be accountable. I need to rant. Are you ready? Or can I just rant? Put the phone down on the counter and you just go do whatever you need to do and just let me rant. I've told people that. I said, I'll put the phone down
Hmm.
and you've got it for 20 minutes. Okay. Feel good. I
That's
don't have
good.
to listen to it.
That's good advice. I used
You
I used
just
to I
vent
used to
it.
do that.
Let it
I used
out.
to do that. I used to do that in my old life. Because I
Yeah.
had I had a lot of market managers. Had their own offices, own markets, and they had staff and everything. And it was a common thing. Every couple times a day, they'd call and they'd want to vent, and I would just put it on speaker and mute me. And I would just let them go and let them go. But
Wow.
but the thing is and was, there's a lot to be said for, well, look what happened with you. Look what happened with you when you gave the speech. I mean, I know that I saw it. I saw the lightness of being permeate through your body. And then, of course, the contagious aspect of it too, which is what we were talking about a second ago, is that when you do that, you are picking, you're picking yourself, as
Yes.
Morgan says, pick yourself in every moment, choose yourself in every moment. But when you do that, you're actually choosing them too.
Yes.
You're actually giving them an energetic blast or a trajectory.
Because I love you so much, I'm not going to help you do that because I love you and I know you can figure it out. And that I know is your journey. Because
Yeah.
it doesn't do any good when people tell you exactly what all the steps are. What have we learned?
Yeah.
Just to follow orders. We haven't sat to sit and think about what's good for us. And I love that um I don't I don't have to really think about that to say, is this fair or not? Because now that I'm respecting myself and loving myself, I can give it to other people. I can love you. I can respect you. And I can stand up for myself when I don't agree. And it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means my opinion is different and that it's okay. I like people having different opinions and different beliefs. I love learning about different things. Astrology, uh, numbers, numerology. I'm enjoying little bits, and I'm like a kid in a toy store that is attached to a candy store because I'm finding, let's try this, or oh, I'll have some of this. And I'm learning as a child, as a 2 or 3-year-old, they go minute to new thing, new thing, new thing, new thing. They're
Mhm.
never on the same thing like adults or like other people. We don't let go of it. We hold on like a dog with a bone. We're not going to let it go. And so now I'm playing more, and that was my word yesterday, was to play. And it's okay, just chill, take it easy. My best bud's here. She's making sure I'm chilling and taking it easy, and we're laughing and enjoying. And it's like, how did life get so difficult? I mean, from where I'm at today, how can life be difficult? When you take all the explosions out of it,
Mhm.
we're here to find our joy.
Yeah. And
That's
take
all.
responsibility for that joy.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's my responsibility to find joy. Well, my joy is in my ornaments, my dream tree. This is where I find my creativity and I get my peace here. And this is where I I do not have a clock with me. Do you have a clock? Are we good time wise?
We're fine. We're
Okay.
good. You
Because
just
I need to talk about, and I do. Um
well,
I
I'm damn sure not going to stand in your way. I don't want to get bulldozed.
I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
You have all the time in the world.
Yeah, it's not on video, so no. But that in the last time I was molested, I remember I couldn't talk. So I remember screaming to God, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? As I'm being raped by more than one man. And where the fuck are you, God? And I got that memory the other night, and I remember just, it's like closing the door, closing a window, lock it, I'm done. And it wasn't until about over 2 years ago that I invited God, come have a seat at my table. We got to talk. And ever since then, my girl there, that's Laura. That's a doll that one of my therapists, had recommended getting a little doll, because at 4 years old, that's all you are. That's it. And this, when I found this, my last trip back to get some of my things to bring to Florida, to my home, I found my doll. And as soon as I walked in here and I'm unboxing all of the rubber beads, I found her. And as soon as I picked her up, my thought was, where do I put her? And all I did was walk right in here, and she fit right in the hands. And that's how I know. That's how I survived all that I did, all that I have. I was in his hands the whole time. No matter what was being done to me, I was being held by his love, holding me there in it. And that's where I would go. I would go in the love. And that is why now I hear angels and I talk to them. And I'm blessed that I've been able to talk with my brother Dave, my mother-in-law, mom and dad. Oh, I cannot thank you enough for all the blessings that you have brought into my life by being part of my life. And I'm able to talk to these people. And I'm just thinking out loud. The conversation going on in my head is, they think you're fucking nuts, Laura. Shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth. They think you're nuts. And it's like, nah, it's okay. I don't care. Because
so you were able to, did you say you were, because I don't know who these people are, you were able to talk to the victimizer, to the perpetrator?
No, that I have 8 brothers.
Okay, I got you. I didn't know which one you were talking about.
So there was only number 2 that molested. Number 2. So this, I'm gonna send you up here. Up there above my dragon is my brother Dave. And my brother Dave.
Oh, Dave, the one that put his bed in the closet.
Dave. And I talked to Mamo, I call her Mamo, and I talked to Dado. And it's weird is, now that I'm shifting, now that I'm shifting and my world is opening up, it's like flowers and sunshine and joy. More people are coming in, but also my gifts that I'm able to light language a little bit. I've had some of that. And I've had a couple of visitors that I did not know about. And one was Maya Angelou. I love her. Maya Angelou, I love her. And
she came in to see you.
Yeah. She said, hey girl. And I thought, oh woman, no, because but my latest my latest one that has come to visit me, because I was saying how I feel like I'm giving birth. I told Morgan, I said, it's like I've got a voice that needs to come out. I've been feeling like I need to vomit, all these things, well, it's 64 years of abuse. That's what it is. 64 years of 62 years of not speaking my truth. And now I am speaking my truth, and I am letting it all out. I see that I'm not, I'm amazed, because I was afraid that I would not be able to talk, because before I've tried this, and my throat gets dry, scratchy. All of a sudden I'm coughing, I'm having fits, and it's as if something's preventing me from speaking my truth. And it's like, then, so now I have no problem. My throat, my voice, I am able to speak my truth because it is my truth. My story is nothing like any of my siblings. My story is my story. My relationship that I had, they may not have. These are my relationships. And I'm accepting and valuing and loving me for all that I've done, all that I've gone through, and all I'm fighting to continue helping children. Because I had said at that get together, the gathering, I said, this is the face of a child molestation. And it's not so much as that, as this is what happens when you're 60 years old and you're doing this shit. Don't wait till you're 60 is what I'm trying to say. Claim your life back. Have fun now. Love yourself now, because once you start loving yourself, it blossoms. You love other people. You allow all of this joy to share with everyone. And it's not for you. I've learned with talking with God and that and the angels, is that when it's for me, I ain't gonna get it. I'll tell you right now, it ain't gonna happen. I've learned. But yet, when I'm asking God to help me understand, to help me do whatever I need to do to take my next step, is that I'm asking for his help for the greater good of others. It's not just for me. It's not just, well, I'm just going to sit here and look pretty and I'm just going to, okay, have a great day. Bye-bye. It's not about that. So when we're asking for things, it's not just for us. It's for everyone. And so this is where all this love that we get to share with everyone, and we get to let them be heard, that they matter. Every one of us matters. We can't dismiss any of us because we matter. But we have to take care of ourselves first. I can't put me on the back burner so that I can take care of everyone else first.
No.
No, you know what I did? I got rid of my freaking stove. I got a hot pad, and that's what I cook on. One burner, one person. I don't get put on the back burner for nothing. I don't get shoved off. I don't get moved off. Me, I am my only priority today is so that I can be the best for other people. So who can not that I, and it's not about me. It's not about me. I'm just trying to say, I've been there. I know how it hurts. I've been there. Tried the suicides. Been there. I've tried the drinking. I've tried the drugs. it doesn't help. We just got to speak it. Because I found once we are heard, once someone truly hears our words, our pain, we're okay. That is the hardest step to take, is to speak it first.
Yeah.
Once those words are out, and it's like, oh my God, I can't get them back.
Yeah.
But that's your salvation. Life's just too short.
Yeah. That's one of the main things. One of the main takeaway from your speech at the gathering, one of the main ones, was it's, in other words, I was 50 years old when that happened to me. Right. Um, so you were 60. For me, it was like, I could say whatever I want to say, even when it was just me. But until I said, I'm not okay, I'm actually not okay. I'm going to stop saying I'm okay because I'm not okay. So I
Right.
heard you say that. And then the other thing was uh, it's not too late. No, this is me imitating you. You were like, hey, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Absolutely.
And I don't think you mentioned it here. I know you mentioned it before, but you were married.
Absolutely. I was
You
married
were married. First
years.
of all, you're living in Florida now. You were from, I believe, the Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
You were steeped in culture and tradition and family,
Absolutely.
okay. So you went in from there, like, and your story is very similar, not to take anything away from yours or anyone else's.
No.
Black sheep, or we'll call it the rogue frequency.
Yes.
The especially, I mean, your story is exactly like Morgan's, which was another synchronicity
Oh
to your
yeah.
point earlier about the things that come into your life when you start to open up. But so you were married for 30 something years.
42.
You decide that
42.
you
Or
42.
two.
So yeah, 42. So you decide and I want you to fill in the blanks, but so you decide that you wake up and you go, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm choosing me. And I think you said it took you 2 or 3 years to make the
Yes.
break. I mean,
Because
this is fucking fortitude. This is what happens to people when you wake up. And when people say to me, and I'm not judging, but when they say to me, I can't leave my job, I can't leave my marriage, I can't leave because of this, because of the children, because of this or that or this or that. I heard someone tell me the other day, I can't leave the matrix. I can't leave to do what I want to do because I'm taking care of my parents. Uh, and then I look at the energy of someone like you. Yes, you can. In fact, you're serving this collective and you're serving yourself better when you do what aligns with your heart.
yes.
There is no halfway, there is no 99%. It's 100% full fold. And that's where the nature of the Job story comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the Bible.
Yep.
Get everything back a millionfold,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Yes.
But yeah, you actually had to sit there and wait and I'm sure mark time and say, this is when I'm going to do it. This is how long it's going to take me.
I
But I'm
didn't
going to,
actually,
yeah.
Todd. I didn't know any of that. I didn't
Mm,
know what I didn't know. All I knew was that I wasn't happy.
mm,
I wasn't happy. And it's, if I can't make me happy,
yeah.
then something's wrong here. Something's not right. What am I not getting? And so I started delving into, and then that's when I was going to write a book about my childhood, thinking that I would get it out on paper. And that's what I started. I started writing my book, and I kept coming from the victim side. I was angry.
Mm,
And it's like, well, shit, this book's not going to lift anybody else. it'd be like, yeah, hey, no, do this, do that, and it's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. We're trying to heal here. And I had to keep going over the book and writing and rewriting and sitting and journaling and recording just what is going on here, Laura. And my problem was I couldn't separate my present life from the incest, from the abuses I had as a child. I couldn't separate it. I kept bringing in this victim. Well, because that was my life. That's what I was living. I was living the insanity, the craziness of it. Okay, if he comes home like this, I got to have, okay, if he acts like this, I have to be ready with this. And then if he wants to talk about this, I have to be prepared. But what if he answers this way? How am I going to respond? So I had to have like 20 different prepared scenarios in case, because I never knew what I was going to, it's like, I love hearing a voice on the phone. I am wonderful with tone. I can hear what you're saying, and more important, I can hear what you're not saying.
I know.
And
I know what you mean. That's like that whole. I think a lot of us have been there. I know Morgan and I have talked about this. Like it's like walking on eggshells, and then
yeah,
the tone thing is
yeah,
like it's like somebody can walk in the door and go, "Honey, I'm home," or "Honey, I'm home." And you're saying the same thing, but I totally get what you're saying. Yeah,
and so that it lets me, I don't have to prepare anymore
yeah,
for a story. Whatever comes.
yeah. The best defense
Whatever
is
comes.
the best defense is a good offense, and a good offense is just being you.
Well, and I did want to say that I had a master Reiki work on me in September, the end of September, I believe it was. And Catherine Duvall is from Tampa, just putting it out there. But when I went to her for one session, and I remember I'm laying on the table and she's got, the stuff going, and I'm seeing a shadow going like this. And I'm finally, after a while, I peek an eye, and she said, "My God, Laura, what is in here?" And she's pulling it from here. She said, "You have spiders everywhere." She said, "My God, you are covered in webs." And as I'm laying there, and it's like, well, yeah, those are the lies. Those are the lies. 64 years of
Mm-hmm.
lies.
Hmm.
That's a lot of freaking lies. And so all of a sudden, over the months, this is February, so November, December, January, 3 months, the clarity, I see things, I'm hearing things, I know things, and I'm speaking things. I have no idea how I am, but I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not questioning anything, because I know it is with God's love and light. And that's how I'm taking it, is with God's love and light. I'm not taking anything negative in with me. So whatever lessons I need to learn, I'll learn. If I need to learn it the hard way, then I will do it the hard way, because that tends to be the way I do things, I
We don't have to do it that way
figure
anymore.
out. No.
We don't have to do it that way anymore. I remember I met I had a friend after I came out the streets, and I got a laptop, and I started interacting with people. I had a lot of psychics come. That was just the way I set it up or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And they would just pop in. "I got a message for you." And I had a friend of mine who became a friend of mine, and he's actually pretty good. I got to admit, he's pretty good in terms of what he can see. But anyway, so he goes, "Man, I'm looking at your journey." Now he didn't know me. He didn't know that I went homeless. He didn't know anything.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "You are like a salmon going upriver." everybody's going this way and you're going up this way. And
Yeah.
that's the energy of what I get from you. Um, but, I was thinking about this in the last couple of days. I was thinking about, like you're kind of like, like poking yourself, or poking your friend that you met online, and she's cooler in person, and you know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
like, is this real? Is this, when's the bubble gonna burst? And I'm hearing like the bubble's never gonna burst.
It's not.
And so
It's
for
not.
me, like these stories, my story, your story, everybody's stories, it puts a whole new light on them. You look at it and you're like, man, that's badass. I actually set this up like that, wow,
Mhm.
because obviously the further you go into the darkness, the higher you can go into the light, so to speak.
Well, and I never realized, I was always afraid. I was afraid I was opening Pandora's box, that I would never be able to close it once I started addressing things. I didn't know how I would be able to hold my anger and not
Mm.
hit someone, not hurt someone. I was afraid of the power that was inside of me, the rage that
Mm.
needed to come out, and it needs to. I had rage from a 4-year-old to a 7-year-old to a 9-year-old to an 11-year-old to a 13-year-old that needed to speak and scream and say, "Get the fuck off me! Get the fuck off me!" I needed to let my kids say that. And this week they did. I needed to give them the okay to use their voice,
Yeah.
and never to back down, never to back down when it is on you, against you. Don't ever take that shit, because that ain't yours. That's from other people who have not addressed their shit.
That's right. That's
They're
right.
dumping it on me. And all I know is I am not a dumping ground anymore for anyone. Anybody wanna improve their life? I'm here. I'm here. That's what I know is my future, is to help people, inspire them, find, oh, that's what I was going to say. That's, thank you. Thank you. Key. The key for all of us is us.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no magic potion. There's no special book you got to listen to, or this music you got to sit and meditate to. There's none.
I agree.
You're the key. And it's scary.
Mhm.
But I love it.
Mm.
And I am having a blast meeting new people that I never ever would have met in my life, because I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes to opportunity, yes to experiences, yes to saying, I don't know about that, but yeah, tell me about it. Go ahead. Let me visit. Share your knowledge, and I'll find, does it vibrate with me?
Yeah.
And if it vibrates with me, I'm good. And if
Yeah.
it doesn't, I'm going to wish you the best life, but I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That's all. Because I know my joy, my happiness is not everybody else's. I'm okay. And I wish you guys the best to enjoy whatever you guys want. Chill, chill. I need to get a mug that says just chill, you know? It's like by flying monkeys. This is a good day. I
Yeah. Enough of
can't
this.
talk
Enough
about
of this.
monkeys.
Yeah. Enough of this. Do you want the red pill or the green pill? I'll take the fucking chill pill, man. you know,
Life
like
is,
just,
let's, it's, I don't know, a smorgasbord, I don't know. It's just, it's like a buffet. We just need to keep coming by,
hmm yeah.
because there's always something new that's being added to it.
Yeah. And the, you know, the thing is, okay, so there's so much more support now
Oh yeah.
from the ethers, whatever you want to call it. There's so much more available, even from our mirrored incarnations, like the gathering that we had.
Hmm.
But it's over. It's like, this is what I'm getting, like, the last few days, it's over. Like,
It
the
is.
shoe's not going to drop. This actually happened. You
They're
understand the
not shoes,
journeys.
they're flip flops. They're flip flops.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like now we can actually thrive.
Yeah,
Now we
there's
can
nothing
actually thrive.
dropping. There's no
Yeah, it's
eggshells. There's no eggshells.
yeah, no eggshells.
Yeah.
No eggshells.
And
Just the
life
big
is,
just the big huevos. There's only big huevos. Eggs. Huevos.
oh,
Etheric
oh,
balls. Etheric balls. Yeah, that's what I'm kidding.
my sons, I used to live in Houston, and
Mhm.
my sons used to live in Austin and that, and they took me out one time for Mother's Day, and I said, Austin, they've got great breakfast tacos. I love their breakfast
I
tacos.
know, man.
Oh
I'm
yes.
I'm from
And
Texas, man.
we went to one place and
Yeah.
oh, it was so good. And I made the mistake. I thought that it was guacamole that I was
Hmm.
throwing on. And guacamole,
What
I
was it?
burned a hole in my
Oh, that was
I,
um
I can't think of it. But the servers, they were laughing. The girls, they were so funny because they were trying not to laugh at me, but my tongue, I swore.
mm,
But I, I, uh, I can't express how much fun, and I think that's what it is. All of a sudden, I'm feeling this kid feeling coming up, this joy coming
yeah,
up, and that's what little ones are about.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
be amazed by the trees out there, or feel the wind, look at the clouds, doing just the simple things, the simplest.
hmm,
And I'm finding that I'm sitting more and more just being, I'm
yeah,
observing, and I love that. And I'm learning to, my Jeannie, my friend, is working with me on helping a little trigger that I got. And so she's been working with me on that. And so we're able to laugh about it, to say, you know what, it's not the end of the world. This did happen. Okay, now I can be aware of it, see what's happening. Do I do this all the time, or is it just at certain times?
mm,
Or is it all people, or one or two people? So I'm learning all of these different dynamics about me and why I'm here. And I'm here so I can help others. I'm
yeah,
here because I want to freaking stop child abuse. That's really why I'm here.
yeah.
It's just that simple.
Well, and
There is
yeah.
no yes. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say there's a lot to be said. I think a lot of the stuff that we're going to have to go in a second, because I'll forget. But I think there's a lot to be considered here, um, because of where we're at in this transition. It's like you're here to do what you just said. We are in a space now where two things. One, we don't realize, like, I'm going to use you as an example. You actually, by the process of the transmutation and the transformation of this energy, this yuck, into you now, into this illumination, you've actually done what the human aspect thinks it's got to go do, you know, because we're no longer going to be measuring ourselves by the physical linear, but by the energetic. And so the transformation, no, see, you, from your perspective, and really from what you reflected, just like with me and everybody else, you were that.
Yes.
As long as you were stuck there, you were that.
Yes.
Now you've transformed that. So you've actually already achieved and are continuing to expand that achievement by the directly proportionate to it's a direct relationship to your own expansion, because that's who you were, and this is who you are, and that's transformation of that very subject, because that's what you were. Just like with me, I was certain things, you know,
But we're not
and
anymore. That's the
no,
thing.
no,
We are
yeah.
no longer that. And we keep transforming into something new and something new and something new. And isn't that exciting?
Yeah. Well, I know you're going to be on in a few weeks again, and probably again and again and again. So we'll be able to pick this up, um, again. I wish you the best. Thank you for coming into our lives.
Well, thank
Keep
you.
keep.
This is the best birthday gift, pre-birthday gift. Yes, I thank you. My birthday is on Sunday. I will
Sunday.
be 65, so I'm still a young chick here, and my girlfriend's here to take me out.
Oh
So
hell.
we're going to enjoy 64 for another day.
Well, I won't let everybody. I won't come and do a live because I know you guys are going to be going to Chippendales Sunday night. I don't.
We got our dollar bills. We got our dollar.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
I
All right.
thank you, sir.
You take care.
I
Yeah.
love you.
Peace
Have a
out.
great one, everyone. Thank you all. Love.
Mhm. I'll see you
Bye-bye.
soon. I'll see you again soon. All right.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.